After 4 weeks of wait, Formula 1 is almost back. It is ready to get going this week. The United States Grand Prix around the Circuit of the Americas is on. So, as usual, one of my usual preview videos is to ask who has won the most Grand Prix for whatever Grand Prix is coming up. But I decided to do something slightly different for this one because the United States has hosted many Grand Prix and not all of them have been known as the USGP. In fact, there have been several other events. I mean, look at the current calendar right now. We've got a USGP, we also have a Miami and Las Vegas Grand Prix as well. In addition to that, we've also had the Dallas Grand Prix, the USGP West, the Detroit Grand Prix and the Caesars Palace Grand Prix as well, all taking part in the United States. So I thought, let's aggregate all these together. Let's get all the results, all the winners of all these events and put them together and ask who has won the most. So I've aggregated all of those USGPs together, every single Grand Prix that has taken place in the United States, with one exception. The one exception is the Indianapolis 500. Between 1950 and 1960, the Indy 500 actually counted towards the Formula 1 World Championship. But I'm not going to count it as a Grand Prix because A, it's not called a Grand Prix, and B, it's also not to a Grand Prix distance, being 500 miles. It seems a bit unfair to include that in there. Plus, I don't think many of these guys actually would have changed their positions because it was so long ago that it was part of the calendar like that, and also because not many F1 drivers won it during that time either. Real bizarre situation. It found itself in Formula 1 with that, but there you go. The early days of F1 are wild, man. Honestly, absolutely wild. But let's get into the actual list here. So we've got a tie here for 5th place. I normally do top 5s of these. Let's go through the drivers that have a tie for 5th place. These are the drivers that have won 3 Grand Prix in the United States. 3-time winners of the United States Grand Prix include Graham Hill and Jim Clark. But on top of that, we have also got Carlos Reutemann, who won the United States Grand Prix twice, and also the United States Grand Prix West, the event that took place at Long Beach in California. He won that one, so he gets on this list as well because he's got a total of 3 victories. Now let's get on to the big boys, the drivers that have won 5 or more Grand Prix in the United States. First up on this, or at least number 4 overall, because I'm doing it from the most recent to the oldest. So if you set this record first, it's first past the post, especially. If you set the same time in qualifying for pole position, the person who sets it first, they get pole position. So going with the more recent one, it's Michael Schumacher. Schumacher won the United States Grand Prix on 5 occasions, winning all of his races at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which its road course actually hosted that event from 2000 to 2007. He won it in the year 2000, 03, 04, 05 and 06, and he's 2nd overall on the list of USGP winners. But he is tied with Ayrton Senna for the 3rd most wins in the United States in Formula 1. And I say that because Ayrton Senna won the United States Grand Prix, I believe, at Phoenix in 1990 and 1991. But he also won the Detroit Grand Prix on 3 occasions. He had a real knack around that track. It was a really difficult circuit, of course, in those days. A street circuit, very tight, very twisty. He, in fact, won it in 3 consecutive years between 1986 and 1988, also getting Lotus's final Grand Prix victory in 1987 there. But there are 2 drivers that are tied for 6 victories around United States Grand Prix venues, and the first of those 2 is Max Verstappen. Surprisingly, Max has already won the United States Grand Prix on 3 occasions, winning it back-to-back between 2021 and 2023. He's going for a 4th victory around COTA in a row this year. But on top of that as well, his recent success has also seen him get 2 victories at the Miami Grand Prix and, of course, the victory at the Las Vegas Grand Prix last year. So he actually has a total of 6 victories in the United States in Formula 1. But top of the list is Sir Lewis Hamilton, winning the United States Grand Prix on 6 occasions. This guy was absolutely supreme around COTA, but he also won the final United States Grand Prix to date that took place at Indianapolis in 2007. He also won the inaugural COTA race in 2012, as well as 2015, 2014, 2016 and 2017, winning it 4 years in a row in that gap. But can he win again this weekend? I don't think so. I think that's probably be beyond it. But he was very competitive here last year, of course. However, of course, he also got disqualified, as did Charles Leclerc, for wearing down his skid block on his car too much. But yeah, there you go, guys. Surprisingly, Max Verstappen, if he wins this weekend, he will be the most successful Formula 1 driver in the United States. I never would have guessed that, to be honest with you. I was surprised at that. I thought Sir Lewis was relatively clear in that regard, but he's absolutely equal with one of his great rivals in that respect. There you go, guys. Top winners, the most wins for Formula 1 drivers in Grand Prix in the United States. Who surprised you the most on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, we'll see you very soon for some more Formula 1 content in the build-up to the USGP. And yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you very soon. Come on, guys.